My name is Arthur Woodson. I'm a disabled veteran, and we thought that we should make this video so that we can put a face to what happens and the results of drinking contaminated water. My fellow veteran here, Mr. Fernandini, he was stationed at Camp Lejeune. When were you stationed there, Mr. Fernandini?
56 to 60.
From 1956 to 1960. And what happened at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, the veterans were subjected to contaminated water. And from the 1950s through 1980s, people serving or living at the U.S. Marine Corps base Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, were potentially exposed to drinking water contaminated with industrial solvents, benzene, and other chemicals. This chemical exposure may have led to adverse health conditions. And Miss Linda here, they have been working with the VA because the VA didn't want to admit or give any of the veterans any benefits that were stationed there between that time. And they have been really fighting for Mr. Fernandini's benefits and compensation. Ms. Linda, how long have you been at this trying to help Mr. Fernandini?
First, he went to U of M in like 1972. So since then.
Since 1972?
Yes.
And while you were doing that, did you have any issues as far as trying to get them to assist you in finding out what was wrong, or could they really did they really know what was wrong?
No, in fact, the oncologist said that he was weird because all of his autoimmune, they didn't have any reason. There's no family history, the children don't have it, and he was the only one that has, like, the different autoimmune diseases.
Now, Mr. Fernandini, when you were stationed at Camp Lejeune, and you were stationed there when were you stationed there?
56 to 60.
From 1956 to 60. And what we call the MOS is your job in the military. And what was your job in the military?
I was a cook.
Yeah, you were a cook. Now, when you have TTHM in the water, what happens is it's worse when it's vaporized, when it's boiling the water, taking a shower with the steam, because it has direct access to the lungs, and your pores are open, and it has direct contact through the skin to the blood. Now, Mr. Fernandini was a cook, so he was exposed to it a lot. And Ms. Linda, you have a list of the diagnoses that they have diagnosed Mr. Fernandini with since 1970. Could you read that list of the ailments that he has been diagnosed with?
Currently, he has polychondritis, osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, leukopenia, panzopenia, vitiligo, hemolytic anemia, the warm type, coronary artery disease, hyperlipidemia, hypertension, degenerative disc disease, macrocytosis, cystic anemia, cytopenia.
Now, so that the people will know that we're not just saying this. The doctors have said that the contaminated water is the factor in this. Could you read the doctor letter?
The family doctor said that this is a medical information requested. As you know, Mr. Fernandini has been treated for leukemia and polychondritis since 1972. He was initially treated at the University of Michigan Department of Internal Medicine, Division of Rheumatology. I have been Mr. Fernandini's primary care doctor since January 22, 1990. Reviewing his past medical history, he served in the United States Marine Corps, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, approximately 3.5 years. During his service to the Marine Corps, Lewis was exposed to TCE, PCE, and 1,2-T-DCE, vinyl chloride and benzene. Mr. Fernandini continues to be treated for his autoimmune disease. He continues to be treated by oncology in Flint, Michigan, and University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. He has been followed by the Saginaw VA Hospital. The oncologist also stated that he's a 76-year-old who has been seen in the office multiple occasions because of issues in pancytopenia and monoclonal gammopathy. He had extensive workup over the course of the last few years. The last time we saw him in our office was in November of 2013. We initially started seeing him back in 2009. A bone marrow biopsy and aspiration did reveal some degree of hypocellularity. He has small cell plasma cell population that we have been watching in the past. He has not had frank myeloma, but there is a concern of bone marrow injury at this point in time. Over the past few years, secondary to these apparent issues with the pancytopenia, at one point in time, it was felt to be autoimmune. He has certainly psoriatic arthritis in the past. He has been concerned because of his service years. He was exposed to various chemicals, TCE, PCE, and he was exposed to metal chloride and benzene as well. And the Veterans Administration had been expressing further information in his medical condition at this point, which we would be glad to supply at this time. The blood work as of today, the white blood count was 2,000, absolute neutrophil count was 680. The hemoglobin was mildly depressed at 12.9. The MCV was 106. His platelets were 2,000. Our concern at this point in time is this persistent pancytopenia and the psoriatic arthritis, and it is possible causation from his exposure to the chemicals while he was in the military service at Camp Lejeune. And at the end of October of this year, he was in McLaren Hospital, and he went in with a white blood count of 0.8. That's the lowest it's ever been, with platelets at 63, the lowest that it's ever been. And he was treated with chemotherapy, Neutrogen, and he was in the hospital for 3 weeks.
Now, the reason why we are doing this video is to show it's not just about lead, because if you remember, Flint had high counts of Tthm from June all the way up to January of last year, the beginning of this year, and Wayne State did testing a couple of months ago, and they had found high TTHMs, and ATSDR stated that if you just drink it for 30 days, there's different things or different health conditions that comes from drinking TTHM. And they testing for lead right now. And TTHM is something that can come 10, 20, 30 years down the line. So my issue is when something happens down the line, where's the money or where's the insurance for the people who have been exposed to TTHM? Because Mr. Fernandini and Ms. Linda has been, I don't want to say fighting with the VA for Mr. Fernandini's health benefits, but they have been seriously going at it trying to get Mr. Bernardini the health benefits and compensation. Since how long have you been doing this, Ms. Linda?
Since 1972.
Since 1972. And can you imagine down the line how the people that has been exposed, or the citizens have been exposed here in Flint, what we're going to have to go through 10, 20 years down the line trying to find health benefits for that. So, Miss Linda, dealing with the VA, has it been an uphill battle?
The VA in Saginaw has no information on Camp Lejeune water.
Wow. They don't have any information, but it's easy for us to find the information, but they say that they can't find it. Because I have been working with you all regarding trying to get health benefits and compensation, and ATSDR and VA just passed some regulations for the veterans that was stationed there to receive compensation, and we're still battling that right now, and trying to get appointments and hearings so that he can be heard, and you know, that's the main issue and the main reason why we wanted to do this video, so that we can put a face to what's really going on in the city of Flint dealing with contaminated water. And hopefully that, you know, by us doing this, we can show the citizens and show the veterans and the VA at the same time that something needs to be done as far as regulations and Safe Water Drinking Act, so that this can never happen again in any municipality of public water works. Is there anything else that you would like to add, Ms. Linda?
I would say that my husband has probably seen about 60 different doctors for tests and bone marrow tests and biopsies and whatever over the years, and he has had different diagnoses, which are all autoimmune.
Now, you have a list of the prescriptions that he has to take regarding his ailments, the issues that he have. Do you have that list of the drugs, the prescriptions that he has to take?
Well, he has to take Prilosec, which is for his stomach because of his pills, and he does have to take omega-3, 2,000 milligrams. He has to take vitamin E, 400 milligrams, which helps the autoimmune, I guess. And he takes, really, they're heart pills because of the autoimmune, I guess. But for the autoimmune, the only thing he can do is when his white count gets extremely low, he gets Neupogen injections, which are like a chemo. And he had 4 of those when he was in McLaren recently. But that's the only thing that'll raise that up. And it falls back down. It goes up immediately, but then it falls right back down. That's why he gets sick a lot.
So, Mr. Fernandini, by having this, how does it affect your day-to-day activities?
I'm a little slow. My wife has to make decisions for me because, I can't make them. I get mixed up. And I said, if it happened to some big shot up in Washington, D.C., and they get benefits right quick, what about, because I'm Puerto Rican, they say, don't worry.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Plus, he has to be careful not to get exposed to any, like, colds, because he can get pneumonia, and then his body can't really fight it.
So, let me ask you this, Mr. Fernandini. By seeing what's going on here in Flint with contaminated water, does that affect you mentally, or does it do anything to you emotionally?
Oh, sure.
How do you feel when you seeing the people in Flint drinking contaminated water with TTHMs?
Well, I'm worried about it because we have water too.
Uh-huh.
And what if this stuff starts all over again, even stronger? You know, it's not good. You know, it's dangerous for me as it is for the ones that are drinking it.
Okay.
But it's not right now. It's 10 and 20 years down the road, like Aaron Brockovich
Right.
fought for rights of contaminated water.
Right. Correct. But I mean, I can see right now that it's making you real emotional. You know, just knowing that, you know, what you're going through as far as getting health benefits for something that happened years ago, and knowing that the citizens of Flint that has been exposed to TTHMs and lead, all the things that you've been through, is making you emotional, knowing that they're going to have to fight this same battle down the road.
Amen to that.
You know, and it makes me highly upset to know, you know, just working with you all, that this is something that we need to take care of right now and put in place. You know, the doctors and, you know, some type of insurance down the road so that people won't have to go through the same thing that you all had to go through.
And the
Amen,
children
amen.
are like the ones in Camp Lejeune that were living on the base, like in the 80s, were getting cancer and dying.
And children. And
A
children, too, that were born.
That was the children.
And see, you know, like I tell, like I'm going to tell the VA, is that, you know, you're 76 years old. And it seems that they, you know, we have a saying with the VA when you file for compensation is deny or die. You know, they deny your claims for compensation because they know that they keep on doing that because you have to wait for so long. After one appeal, you have to wait 2 years for another appeal. Then you have to wait 7 years to go to another appeal. So by that time, like Mr. Fernandini here, he's 76 years old. And as long as they keep on denying him, you know, he'll never get his benefits. So that's one of the main things that they do. They sit back and wait. And hopefully you either give up or you'll pass away. And we're fighting right now for his compensation. And we just was able to register him for his health benefits. Well, that was this year, correct? Mm-hmm. So my thing is, as far as letting you know, is that we have to get ATSDR in the city of Flint right now so that we can be registered, so that when it comes about, because these are words that I cannot pronounce, and these are some of the conditions that comes about from drinking contaminated water with TTHMs. Ms. Linda, could you read some of those conditions?
Bladder cancer, breast cancer, esophageal cancer, kidney cancer, leukemia, lung cancer, multiple myeloma, myelodysplasia syndrome, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, female infertility, hepatic stenosis, miscarriage, neurobehavioral effects, renal toxicity, and scleroderma.
Wow. I mean, these are all the things that comes from TTHMs. And like I said, all we're speaking about is lead. We need to address the TTHMs also. And we have to put a face to this contaminated water issue. And we have to raise our voices, and we have to stand up and let people know, hey, listen, we really need help here. Just because they switched to Detroit water, the water is still not safe to drink. We are buying and purchasing injurious products that's coming into our home. And we really need to step up and really stand up and let them know that this needs to be addressed now. We can't wait down the road for the federal government and the state governor, because the city of Flint has been speaking about this for a long time. Now that our mayor has called a local state of emergency, this has to be put on the front burners so that the water can be safe. I mean, just taking showers. Just the other day I was reading where by them adding orthophosphates in the water to bare cast iron, corroded iron, that's even worse because it attaches and causes bacteria. So when you walk into the bathroom and you smell bleach, they're trying to use chlorine to burn the bacteria from them adding orthophosphates, which the limit is 3 milligrams per liter, and Detroit is using 1 milligram per liter. Flint is adding, once it gets here, 2.5 milligrams per liter. So we got 3.5 milligrams per liter coming out of the plant. Once it reaches the distribution system, it's at 2.8. So we really need to step up and really start having tests done now, because we haven't heard anything else about the water. I mean, it's a silent, it's silence right now. So we need to find out what's the test readings right now. Wayne State has been coming in helping. We haven't heard anything from the MDQ. So we really need to step up and start really asking the governor, where are the test results? What's going on with the water? Because, like I say, Mr. Fernandini has really been through a lot, and we don't want anyone else to have to go through what Mr. Fernandini and Miss Linda has been going through, and they're still battling right now with the VA as far as trying to receive help. So myself, it's about the citizens of Flint receiving help and helping Mr. Fernandini and Miss Linda accomplish their goals as far as Mr. Fernandini receiving help. Mr. Fernandini, is there anything you would like to say?
I'm gonna hurry up.
Miss Linda, is there anything you'd like to say?
No, just thank you for helping us.
Oh yeah.
Thank God. God is
He's
what's really keeping us going.
So you're the angel that is working under God.
Well, I'm the vessel that I want God to use me as He see fit, and whatever His purpose and His plan is. I really want to stand up and be accounted for, and let Him know that it's His will and not my own. And I really appreciate and love you too, because you're my family.
Appreciate you.
And I really appreciate you all allowing us to make this video so that we can show the people, what it is that Mr. Fernandini is going through by drinking the contaminated water, cooking with the contaminated water with TTHMs in it. And my heart goes out to Mr. Fernandini. This is my buddy, and you are my buddy and my family.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate you too.
Thank you.
Thank
Larry.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
brother.
Shane.